episode of No Tea, Just Coffee. I am Jordan.
And I am Tam.
So welcome back to another episode. And today, the meat and potatoes is blood thicker than water? That's a question I think has been around for decades. So we're going to get into that. And our shoot the shit is, what is our shoot the shit?
Periods. And the struggles of it. Yeah, we're going to talk about
Maybe I tried to forget it because it's a situation every time. So yes, is blood thicker than water?
I do think, hold on, I was going to respond to that. Is blood thicker than water? Okay. So basically it's family.
Which means?
Okay. So this, for me, obviously you have your blood relatives and then you have, or your blood family. And then you have, you hear a lot of people say like you kind of create your family, if you will. And so is blood thicker than water? Like for some, yes.
Yeah.
I will say for me, my best friends of like 15 plus years, they are my family in the sense of they're the first people I go to. All of us, we have experienced some type of struggle or, just situations, and we have all come together and been there for one another.
Yeah.
We do fight like brothers and sisters, right? By the end of the day, we always come back to each other. I see them often. I talk to them often. And honestly, if it wasn't for them, I don't even know. Now, that is not to say, right? Let me clarify. That's not to say that I don't love my family. I love my family. I love my cousins and my uncles and aunts, and I really get excited like when we get together. Now we don't get together that much, though, unfortunately. And I just think that's just
the way it is.
Just the way it is, and people busy, and
But I think some families, like when me and Alfred first started dating, I said if we get together one more time with this family, because they get together every weekend or every other weekend. Because my family does not get together until just like major holidays.
I was gonna say that's me now, and I think, and I have a friend where I can say for her it's probably completely opposite for her.
Yeah,
her family is like, okay, I'm gonna say this, it's probably gonna sound bad, but like for her family is like number one, right?
Yeah.
For me, I mean, it's my best friends because I see them. I see them all the time. We talk all the time. It's consistent. We do Friendsgiving. We do, kids' birthdays, and we do all of those things. So they are they're higher in the priority list. I know this sounds so bad, but it is what it is for certain people. And again, that's not to say that I don't love my family. Right. I actually wish that at one point in time, me and my family, we used to get together actually quite often.
Yeah.
And I used to love it because it just used to be a ball. And then just as time went on, and I think as like my generation got older, it started to kind of slow down a little bit, which, that sucked, just as things happen, whatever. But so I don't know. I guess it depends on the person, on like which one is priority. I hate saying priority because my family is priority, but I guess which one like comes first. Even that sounds bad.
Well, I think for me, when you were saying like when you were younger, you used to get together a lot. That's how my mom's side of the family was. We used to get together a lot, and then as that generation started to get older, we didn't really keep up that tradition as the younger cousins.
That's what it is.
Like my Aunt Rita, we would get together at her house. But then that was the house. And then when we started getting older, we haven't established like the house to get together for every holiday. Yeah. And we've also created different traditions. So, but I will also say for me, my friends have played a intricate role at certain times in my life and have been there a little bit more than family in some cases, and then in some cases my family has been there more for me than my friends. So I think for me I guess it just depended on like, you know, what happened or the time in my life. So it's kind of, I can't really say one or the other because I am very close and get together with my family, but I do think that my friends have been there. Like, I think like when my mom passed away, my friends really, I leaned on them more. Mm-hmm. Like they really like, you know, took me out or like just tried to get my mind off of it. Mm-hmm. And I think just my family wasn't in a position because they were mourning the same person. So
yeah, I mean, and plus I think it's also about roles. Like I do feel like as a friend, that's kind of that's like right. your job, or like that's what you're supposed to do, you know, like
yeah.
So yeah, no, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. There was something I was gonna say. Oh, you made a good point as far as like just passing down the tradition.
Yeah.
So I never got a chance to meet my grandmother, my mom's mom. Mm-hmm. But I was told how she was like the glue of the family, and you know she would do the get-togethers and all that jazz, and you know she passed or whatever. And then I kind of feel like my mom a little bit started to take that role on.
Yeah.
My mom and her sibling, like her, my mom and her siblings or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think that for my generation, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
It just kind of stopped. Mm-hmm. You know, like it stopped at us. So then it's like a question of, well, is it our fault? Like, is it our fault that we not getting together like we should? Because like they're getting older, and my mom has actually said this. She's like, look, I'm getting older. Like I can't keep. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep doing this. Somebody else got to take it on.
Get somebody else to do it.
And then it's like, oh shoot, that means me.
Well, and that's the thing. Like Alfred's family, they have. And now it's like the cousins, his age group, and we be like, I'm tired. You know, the older generations, they would work. They got kids too, but they would make sure that they gonna have family over. They gonna have they functions, whatever, at the house. But I feel like the younger generations, we focus on like our career, or if we don't feel like it, we're not gonna push ourselves to do it. It's like, I done had a long week. I don't want to have 10, 15 people over my house. I'm just chilling. So I think we just look at it a little differently. It's still important,
and also you have to think of like from like my grandparents to their parent, like what the struggles that they went through, and how like you kind of had no choice. You didn't have time for friends. What?
No, that's
like you didn't have time for like friends like that, right? Like you had to turn to your family for that support. So you have to think like kind of it passing down generation, and then us, we like fall right in that, like in the middle of just like technology and all of that.
Is different.
Yeah, completely different.
And I think also too, like I think about like my aunt lived across the street. Like a lot of my dad's side or my mother's side, they all lived close to each other. And now I think like with Alfred's family, a lot of them live way on the east side, some of them on the west side, so it's more spread out. So I think when I think about like my dad's family or my mom's family, like everybody would move and stay in the same area. So it'd be easy to pop in over my grandma's house because they only live 5 minutes away, or auntie's right across the street. So I think too, this generation, we like, if I want to live on this side of town, I'm going to do it, whether live down the street from my mom and dad or whatever. So I think we do look at things a little differently. I also think, with Is Blood Thicker Than Water, I think just because it is a family member doesn't mean you have to rock with them, or I feel like just because it's a family member, you don't have to put up with certain things. Like,
and I actually kind of think that's sad.
Well,
I think it's true. I'm not saying that's not true, but I think that's sad. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Well, I was just saying, like, I think some people take a lot of, I don't know the right word, but sometimes they feel like, well, that's my brother, that's my sister, that's my cousin. Well, to me, I don't care what you are. It's the same for my family or my friends. If you don't treat me well or don't respect me, just because that's your family member, that's blood, doesn't mean that they get a pass, you know, and can treat you any kind of way. Like, if you need to not completely cut them off, if you need to create distance because of this family, then that's what you need to do for your well-being.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, no, I think that's that. I just remember, so, you know, I'm a military brat, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't move back home to Indy until I was 12.
Okay. From Alaska?
From Alaska.
Okay.
So, and before that, like, I saw family, but I didn't grow up around them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so when we moved back to Indy, I remember being so excited because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to, like,
see your family.
I'm about to be with my family.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, we're about to be in the same city, you know, whatever. And like, for me, I always had that concept of like, that's your family, that's your family.
Yeah.
And like, and also you do grow up with this notation of like, that's your blood.
That's exactly right.
So they gonna be
there,
they ain't gonna do nothing, they ain't gonna da 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 da. Well, then as I got older, I started to realize, unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Now, I personally haven't had any personal experiences with anybody in my family.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm a very neutral person. Mm-hmm. You know, I just don't get into the mess or whatever. Yeah. So I personally have never had that.
Yes.
But I've seen it.
Absolutely.
Child.
You know, your
I have
family
seen the
can
drama.
be some of the most toxic people in your life.
I know.
And it is sad.
And they can be the main ones who gonna really like
That's
just
absolutely right.
Do you wrong.
I think too, just because you are under the category of family doesn't mean they're not human, and it doesn't mean that they're not gonna have traits of people that are not your family. I mean, at the end of the day, they are human, and there can be some wrongdoing in that, and so, but I say that because like a lot of my friends will ride for their family, and sometimes it's like that family member really ain't looking out for you like they should, or it's like, that's toxic to me. Yeah. Like, I know that's your cousin. Mm-hmm. Just recently, I had a situation with one of my best friends, and I'm just telling her, like, I know that's your cousin. Mm-hmm. I know you love her, but her behavior is toxic. Yeah. And now, you know, pulling you into it is not okay just because she's family. Yeah. Like, you know. And
that's one thing I never did. I would see some stuff from the outside, and I'm like, I don't want no parts of that. And that's one of the reasons why I built my circle of friends that I currently have now.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because we not again, yes, we bicker and fight like siblings, but we not really about that.
We have an understanding.
We have an understanding. Yeah. There hasn't been a situation where there's been like betrayal. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, we get annoyed with each other because we see each other all the time. But I think that's one of the reasons why I did build my circle of friends, because I would see some things and I'm like, how do you do that to your family?
No, that's true.
And I don't want no parts of it. You know?
And some people and on the other side of things, some people don't care that that's family. They're going to do you any kind of way.
Yeah, that's true.
But I do think when we're talking about building a circle of friends, I think that's where like most of my friends, I know male and females on your side, but most of my really close friends are females because they've kind of just been sisters, and that's because they really have been there for me through a lot of different, you know, trials throughout my life, and but we have that understanding. Like, I know they have my best interest at heart.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I can talk to them and know there's no underlying you know, opinion about me, or it's just straight shooter. And then some friends, you know, you just kind of grow out of it because you realize they don't have your best interest at heart.
No, that has happened to me, unfortunately.
And that is sad too, because sometimes, I'm very close with some of my cousins, and you know, my sister as well, but I think that is the sad part, is because you thought they had your best interest, and you think about the time that you've had with them, or just the memories you've had, and you're like, dang, you know, did they ever have my best interest at heart, or where did it go? When did it change? Like, where was the shift?
And you start to learn. Actually,
that's exactly it.
For me, I learned a little bit too late that there was for them some type of benefit from it, which is that's hurtful.
That is very hurtful.
Yeah, that's really hurtful. But as you get older, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
And then I just started to be very very mindful of the people.
I was gonna ask you what from that experience, like what lesson did you, or how did it make you move differently, or did it just make you like be more aware, or what did that?
I'm not gonna say it made me move differently, because I feel like I will accept anyone and everyone. You know what I mean? I will friends, or I will friend someone. I'm just more aware. One thing I have learned is to not be so quick to bring new people around my circle of friends. Now that is a lesson that I learned, and that's a lesson I learned more recently, like within the past 3-4 years.
And you know what? I told one of my friends, like, you already know, I'm very observant. Like, I'm gonna study somebody, especially if you say, Jordan, this is my new friend. I don't know, Susan. I don't care what her name is. I'm looking at her. I'm checking her vibe. I'm seeing how she moves. I'm gonna be nice to her and cordial, but I'm still looking to see like how she moving.
See, me and my circle friend. When I tell you, we will accept and welcome anybody. In like this, right? Like, I mean, so fast. Just because that's just how we are.
And that is how you are.
That's how we are. But the one it's like one. It's funny. It's funny because it's like once you're invited or once you're in, it's like, come on back, come to another. And it's like, whoa. So for me, I personally have learned to scale back on bringing new people into my circle.
You're right.
Because of how welcoming my group is. But really for me, I'm still trying to figure out this friendship.
That's fact.
So because we're so welcoming, they're like, come again.
You're like, hold on.
And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm still trying to.
This.
Right, exactly. So
I have met a friend of one of my best friends. And, sometimes I can be a little cutthroat. But I just told her. Now, I was very nice to her. I just told her, I said, I think she's a little bit of an opportunist. Like, I think she likes what you have, like the friends that you have, the situations, just
I've been there.
Just like the glory of what comes with you. I don't really think she actually really cares about you. And she was like, no. And then months later, like now they friendship and kind of created some space because you start to realize, like, I know she didn't really want to be your friend. She wanted to be in your space so she could be his friend, her friend, and take advantage of the events that you attend or the circles that you know.
I know.
Oh, I know you know.
At the exact situation.
And now they still friends, but not in the same way. I thought that maybe she probably thought it was going to be different, and it's not. And I just told her, like, I'll never be mean to her, and that the individual will never know how unless you watch this episode. But I mean, like, she ain't never gonna know because I'm be like, hey, how's it going?
You know what? That made me think about like this whole like blood thicker than water. Cause like something like that, like I'm gonna tell my friend like this person ain't. But then as you were talking, I was like, would I be that honest and direct to like my cousin or something? You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, you know what? That's a very good point.
Like, cause I'll tell my friend in a minute. But then I was like, well, I don't know I'm fine with it.
Now, it depends on what family member, like,
Or how close you are.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's true.
That's to my point of family ain't different. It's not like sometimes we put family on a pedestal, it's like, but they're still human.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so I think, like...
But there's still that piece of, like, there should be...
Yeah, no, you're right about that.
But
yeah.
I understand your concept of, like, yeah, they're human people.
Yeah.
If you took the blood out of it, or the term family,
yeah.
they're just like any other
just
person that you just met. Yeah,
I will say, because, like, some of my cousins I'm not close with,
mm-hmm.
and then some I'm very close with, but that's because we have worked on our relationship.
Right.
We have put each other first in that aspect.
Yep.
And the cousins I'm not close with, that's just because I've not tried, they haven't tried. But when we see each other, it's all love.
Yeah.
And the cousin I'm close with, I'm most certainly going to let her know, like, hey, you know, this person seems a little off, because we have that relationship. Same thing with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that has to be built with no matter who it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
So yeah, I think.
Yeah, I can't argue that. That's it.
Yeah,
that's a good point that you made.
Yeah, so I would just say take the person for face value, whether they're family or not, and go with it.
Yeah, I'm like, yes and no. I'm probably like just me, because it's just ingrained. Like, you my family, then you already have a certain level of like, I don't even know the word, but you're already at a certain level with me. Yeah. If you are my family, you can be no, I didn't even say that. Well, I was say you can be a new cousin I just met. That's lies, because I done met a lot of new cousins, and it's like, I don't know you.
And you're like, and some may think about you,
right? Like, I don't know you like that. I'm still trying to figure out who you are.
I mean, I'm gonna be. You will never. That's the thing. You will never know. I'm gonna treat you like, how are you? We gonna sit and chit chat, but that's really as far as it's gonna go.
Now, let me tell you something, and this goes back to just like the generations.
Yeah.
Now, my uncle and my mom.
Yeah.
If they are your cousin.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because this has happened to me.
Yeah.
All right. Like, that's your cousin, and they need X, Y, and Z. Okay. Like, I don't know who they are.
I just met them last Tuesday.
Extra. I'm trying to think of okay. This is a prime example. And look, it's something that was like,
you know, that's how old of it. Now that's your sister. How you gonna?
But that's how they grew up though, right?
But so they're trying to do it right.
But they're trying, like, I get, like, they're trying to, like,
I know, yeah.
And it's just like, no, that's just not how it works with us.
No.
Like, generation. But I do remember there was a cousin of mine.
Yeah.
Who was, like, here in Indy for something or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds bad. I forget the name. I can even tell you what she looked like, okay? But my mom, she's like, yeah, you know, you got a cousin. And it's like, okay. Like, yeah, you know, she's here for... I forget why she was here. But anyways, my mom was like, she's here for X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
You need to, and you know how our parents are. They're going to ask you.
Oh,
you need to reach out and,
absolutely.
And see if she wants to,
that's
you know, just get out.
You ain't got no options.
And I'm like, okay. And I did, of course. You know, like, I did. But, like, after that, it was like,
it.
All right, nice to meet you.
It's kind of awkward too, because you don't know her.
Didn't know her,
and because she's family.
Mm-hmm.
But if one of your friends, a friend was whoa,
wait, but you know what's so funny though? Oh, now it's starting to come back to me. Okay, we had a good time. Okay, we had a good time.
That's good.
We went to a rooftop, right? A rooftop party,
yes.
And so my other cousins, who I am, you know,
know,
they go to the rooftop often. And so this particular night, I was like, this is our cousin. This is our cousin. But it's like, I don't know who this person is, but you'd be quick to be like, hey, this is our cousin. Hey, this is our cousin. Hey, this is our cousin.
They're like, cousin.
And right, so for that moment, we're like, family.
No, that is so.
And then after that, it's like, all right, well, that was fun.
And then you're going about your business. No, that's very true.
Yeah, but I find that it's just interesting because that's my mom and my uncle. They are very much the same. I remember there was something one time with like we had family in Chicago, and it was like almost the same situation. I'm like, come on, guys! Like,
well, here's the thing too. What if I don't have time to visit my cousin?
Oh no,
because my dad has texted me like, I know you're going to Tennessee. You're gonna visit. I'm like, Dad, I'm here for 2 days, and I have an agenda.
And I don't know him. No, I'm just kidding.
And I did, but I was like, I'm gonna have to hit him up next time because he ain't on the same side of town. Like now, I got to finagle my schedule, or I'll just see him when he come into town. You know, like now I will say, my sisters were very close, and I always got to see them. If I go to Atlanta, ain't no way I'm not gonna see them. Like, and that's because we close.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. And so for me. One of my best friends live in Nashville. Ain't no way. I'm about to go down there.
And she gonna be pissed if you ever came and didn't stop by.
Now, if I lived out of town and I was coming back to Indy, I don't know if I'm gonna necessarily put forth the same effort to see X, Y, and Z. But I guess it's just all different. It just depends on the person and the relationship, the time in your life in which. Yeah.
Now, I will say, like, I have an aunt, like, they may not be a blood aunt, but, I mean, here's blood and here's how, she right here. Like,
oh, yeah, I have,
I'm closer to her than some of my blood aunts, and that's because, one, she was my mother's best friend, she lived right across the street, and she really looks out for me like an aunt, so her and I have a close relationship, but that is because... it's a two-way street, and we built that. So
same. My mom's best friend. She is my aunt. She is. She is my aunt.
That's it.
And then her kids. Those are my cousins. And the crazy thing is, there's more time and effort put into seeing them. Yeah. But also, I will say with that reason being. Is because growing up that was just like a tradition. Like every like Christmas time, like December basically. Yeah. We would always go to the East Coast. So it just became a thing, of like
this is what we do.
This is what we do. These people are important in our lives. This is family, even though it's my mom's best friend or whatever. Yeah. And so growing up, that's what I knew.
And it does make a difference too, like who your parents are close with. Like if that wasn't my mom's best friend, I wouldn't be as close to her. But I think because my mom respected her and she was close to her, and like you said, she set that precedence. Like this is your aunt, y'all gonna build a relationship, and my aunt Paula, her kids are my cousins. So that was something that my mom and my aunt, like they were so close. So you had no choice. It was a priority. Yeah. So
I do have some blood cousins who are like we don't see each other except for like cookouts. But man, when I tell you I love my cousins, okay, I get so geeked when I see them. I may not talk to you at all.
No, that's the truth.
I'm following you though, right? I see what's happening on social or whatever. I'm keeping up that way. But like when I do see them in person, it's just like. It's just for me. It's exciting to see them,
and I think that's normal too. Yeah, because again, because families can be spread out. And just like with Alfred's family, that's my family. Right. I mean, I see them every day, but when I see them, or we may not check on each other, I'm like, we have the best time ever because it's a real, true love. Right. And that has been built over years too. Like I'm sure they had to get to know me, get to trust me, and really see how I move. Yeah. And vice versa. So
and even for my cousins who we may not talk throughout the year, I will go to bat for it. What? Don't you think, right? No, I don't have to talk to them at all. You hear me?
But let me
don't do it. Like just don't. You feel me? I don't have to talk to them at all. But my cousins, absolutely, I'll ride it out for them.
Seriously. And again, Alfred was just asking me about, she's my cousin. she's not my blood cousin. We just been best friends since 2nd grade. And we can go months without talking. But let her call me and be like, George, da da da. I'm there because her parents are like my parents. Her brothers and sisters are my cousins. So, again, because we've been best friends for so long, our families were close. Over the years, like, I'm closer to her than some of my other cousins. And I don't care how long we ain't talked. And when we do talk, we pick up like we ain't.
Like we never,
time hasn't passed. So anything else before we move on to shoot the shit? One thing that I do want to say is we got some more merch on, and we want some feedback. We had some other merch. We want y'all to let us know what you think of it. It's going to be coming soon, but right now we're kind of testing the waters to see what we like, what y'all like, and then eventually y'all can support us and get the merch yourself. But right now we're kind of doing a trial and seeing like, do we like it? Do y'all like it? And then we'll go from there. So once we do hit that road and start to get into the merch and all of that, we'll be dropping the links. We'll be letting y'all know how y'all can get to it. But we appreciate your support and feedback on it if you can give it to us. So shoot the shit. Lady in Red.
Is that what it is?
She comes every month.
Or maybe she doesn't.
I don't want her to come. If she want to skip this house, she can.
Oh, man.
The journey of it. I think Tam and I came to this because we was actually just having a conversation of, girl, it's that time.
I be struggling. Mine, it's gotten worse as I've gotten older.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. It gets bad like that the first day. It's like really bad. But it's so funny. My mom always says the same thing.
What she say?
And I be like, what? Ever since my periods have just gotten worse over time.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't understand. You an athlete.
Wait a minute.
What that mean?
Is it mean something?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if that's supposed to help because literally I have not, but she will always say that to me.
But you've always been active.
I've always been active.
And it's never changed?
So when I was younger, I actually had to get on birth control.
Oh, it was that bad?
Yes. And I wasn't even having sex. I wasn't even having sex. I just needed to get on birth control because it was so bad.
Oh, man.
And now that I think about it, I basically have been on birth control up until, I did get a blood clot from birth control. And once that happened, I was like...
Oh, was that when it was like...
This thing tried to take me out the game. I said, never again.
That's insane.
That was probably about, almost 10 years ago.
What? When you had that?
That I had the blood clot? So I haven't been...
a long time ago.
I know.
I thought it was...
Like recent? Yeah, so almost 10 years ago, that happened, and then I stopped. And almost immediately, now that I think about it, that's when, my cramps and stuff started to,
to get worse.
But again, the whole reason why I even started birth control was because of my cramps. But child,
Let me tell you something.
Don't talk to me, don't bother me, don't do nothing.
We could be sitting right here on this podcast, and my stomach, it feels like a knife just doing a 1, 2, 3. And I'm not even going to show you because we got to go on with life. Like, I'm down.
Ooh.
I'm going to the grocery store. I don't clocked into work. I'm doing regular things. Meanwhile, I really want to go lay down. I'm nauseous. I used to actually have fainting spells when I was in high school.
Ooh.
And I would vomit. Yeah. That's how bad. But and you were saying it's gotten worse as you've gotten older. Mine's actually went the other way. It's gotten better, but in high school it was the first day I would always stay home because I would have fainting spells and I would be throwing up.
Again, it depends. It depends on the month or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's literally some days where I cannot. I have to call off work. I'm just in the bed, just curled up, got my heating pack. I mean, I just be going through it.
When I feel
why?
Like, cause
why
you
do we have
know,
to go through all
that's what
that?
I'm gonna say, and you know, you like, oh shit,
Right.
I think I'm about to, cause you start to feel off,
And then when the hell did pre-cramping start coming?
that's what.
And I mean it could be a whole like 2-3 days before, it could be a whole week before. Yeah. And like literally you feel like but then
you playing jump rope, you putting pads on or tampons, you're like, no, it's not today. Nope, it ain't today. Damn it, hurry up and come on so we can get through this.
And that's what it be. I'd be like, okay, just like come seriously on. At this point in time, just hurry up.
Cause now, I can transform.
Hello? Oh my gosh, like
after I know you on your. I said, how you know? He look at me. I'm like, I know, cause I'm like, I be ready to just let me go in this hole real quick. Leave me alone, cause I be on edge.
That's how I am. I'm just edge. Annoyed, and then the days are the days where I can kind of pull it together. I'm still just no, I'm ready to pop. Snap at any given second.
The fact that we got to pull it together.
I know.
I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah.
I'm so sick. I have the IUD. And one of my other friends was like, girl, ever since I had it, I've never had my period. I said,
wait a minute. I thought
the Mirena.
Yeah. Wait, so you still have your periods? I thought you were. I could be wrong. I have no idea. This is actually a question.
Don't let somebody tell you that you're not going to have them.
But no, I know. But isn't that supposed to be?
It's supposed to be.
Benefit, I guess?
No, it never was.
Oh,
and dang. I've had this since Elliot was born. This is 10 years.
You said, but then it also ain't healthy if you haven't. Can you imagine not having a period for 10 years?
Do you know how much of a better person I would be?
No.
I would be living my best.
Oh my gosh. And then the very first time you have your period, man, you bound to go strangle somebody.
On the floodgate.
Wow.
I mean, yeah. I was like, I didn't get that benefit, and I wish I did, because sometimes you plan a trip, you're like, yeah, I'm about to go swimming, or it's to the beach, and this chick come no, I'm changing the schedule.
Still regular.
Still regular.
Dang.
And we talking 7 days.
Oh, hell no.
Mm-hmm. You said yours was 4 days. 3-4 days?
5 days. Sometimes it'll be 3.
Yeah.
I've been praying for those.
Listen, I'd be so pissed.
Oh, poor
Because then you think. Hold on. And then you think. And then you I gotta go change my pants. Because sometimes it gets slow.
Yeah.
And you yes. And then you go somewhere and you're I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And you look, you're shit, now I gotta wad up some paper towels.
The struggle of women in general.
We don't listen.
Men, you're lucky. Okay?
The things we gotta go through that are underneath all of these clothes.
That we have no control over, too.
No control. But we supposed to just go on. Do you know if men had a period, they'd be out in the woods somewhere in a hut, they would be such babies.
Let me tell you, that's for me, that's my most unattractive feeling or moment.
I know.
Let me tell you something about my ex, an ex-boyfriend of mine.
Yeah. I think I know what you're gonna say.
Child, I told him, don't you ever say that to me again.
What the heck? What did he say?
It was to him. It was a compliment, and I understood what he was saying, but I was no, ill.
What is?
So when we're on our periods, we get pheromones.
Yeah.
So he always knew, and one time he said, "Yeah." He always knew without me even saying anything.
That's probably why Alfred says, I just know.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? Pheromones, what?
So, okay, this is what my ex has said. The way he said it, I was don't say it like that.
Yeah.
But he was yeah, he's I can smell you. I said, so
that's the thing that we're trying
I said, what? He's no, your pheromones. I said, okay. But still, this is just not an attractive time in my life. And I understand that for a guy, I guess, that's like a turn on, whatever. But right now, do you understand? I am struggling right now.
Hold on. And I'm insecure because I'm making sure that I got wipes in my purse. I got refresher spray. Like, I'm making sure that I don't smell.
Yeah.
Because I have been around. Well, I told you in high school.
I don't know if I ever had to go to that extent. If I ever had to, that's a lot.
I just don't like the feeling.
Yeah.
So I have the little feminine wipes. I keep the spray in my purse because I just don't like not feeling fresh. And during that time, you have no choice.
That's true.
And I do know like women that sometimes are on, and they just ain't checking for how long they done changed out, or just, girl, you can't leave it on all day. You got to change it out.
That is just gross.
And they don't smell it, but you smell it.
That is just very gross.
Isn't that crazy? Though that's why I'm always like, like I'm in the bathroom every couple hours.
I wonder though, even with that, it's. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, yeah, you can put your perfume or whatever on, but it's like
still,
speaking from a guy's perspective, like it's still.
What does the pheromone smell like?
The hell if I know.
Hold on, Greg. Look. Okay, this pheromone thing. What is that?
Is that a thing for you?
No.
From my experience,
yeah, your experience.
I have no idea what y'all talking about.
Right, that's what I was saying. I don't think.
However,
do you know when your wife is on without her telling you?
Yeah.
Is it because of her attitude?
Moods, mannerisms.
And see, my ex.
Yeah.
He knew it wasn't because of moods and mannerisms.
It was because of the pheromones.
Because of pheromones.
I need to look that up because I'm like, what is
right?
that?
It's like no. But I've heard like he was the first person I've ever heard that from.
I mean, I've
now
heard
after that,
like pheromones, and I've always wondered like, what does that smell like?
After that, there's a couple guys
that have said that too.
And I'm like, what the F? I'm like, that does not make a woman feel good.
It doesn't.
Or the way that it comes across, it doesn't. So then I'm like, just hop in the shower. Like, what you talking about?
These pheromones.
Just get them off. What is
He's
it?
like, can you smell it? Like, I really want to know, what does that smell like?
I don't know. If there's any guys listening, let us know.
Tell us what it smells like.
If my ex happens to come across this,
if you're out there, tell us what it smelled like. Like, and women, has anybody ever said
can we change
the same thing to you?
Can we change this? Or
what? What?
Please don't tell us what it smells like.
Why? I want to know. I do want to know.
I just more so want to. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
So on TikTok, there's this every now and again. You know, I'll be scrolling through. Mm-hmm. Do you know they have like a pheromone perfume?
The heck is that?
Again, I don't know.
I feel like I need to order it and figure out what it is.
Wow. Oh, Greg?
Because I want to know. Greg?
So what I have heard is that, have y'all heard about Erykah Badu?
Yeah.
She got the spray.
Oh. The pheromone
spray.
See, y'all here? It's a spray. And she's selling it.
I get it.
So that's what that is?
I'm not saying.
On TikTok, they put it here on their wrist?
It's a perfume, yeah.
And with Erykah Badu.
No, what he's saying is it's the smell of.
Like, we're going to have to, I'm going to have to order it. I want to know.
Look, but that stuff turns guys on.
Isn't every woman different?
As far as.
Like, what it smell like down there?
Again, I have to.
We don't listen. I want some feedback on this.
You keep asking. I'm like, I don't know.
Look, I want to know. Like, I'm gonna have to, guys, gals, whoever, put some comments in there because I want to know. Like,
I will say I do think that each female, yes, has a different scent, but I feel like in general it's kind of there's a certain scent.
Remember when Beyonce was saying eat pineapples?
Yeah.
I've always been curious to know, is that real? Does that work?
You don't eat your pineapples, girl?
I don't like pineapple like that.
I be eating my pineapple.
I know that's right.
Eh?
And somebody eating your pineapple. And then,
no. It does depend. Like that's in general.
Yeah.
Like what you eat is gonna.
Now that I know, like that for
Mhm.
sure. But I didn't know like actually eating pineapple does it make it sweet? Oh my god! Let me go give me a pineapple. Anywho, okay, so okay.
Anyways, the struggle of being on your period. We done went to that to a whole
Where did
nother
we?
thing.
I don't know where we went.
Oh,
Okay.
because I was
Yeah.
saying how my ex was, you know, when I would be on, he would always know without me saying
Yeah.
anything.
Oh, and also I think we talked about this in season 1 about like the dish or whatever. Don't do
Oof.
that. Some people like you need to do that after your
Dish
cycle.
or douche? Dish. I don't know.
I think it's dish.
Dish. Now, when I was like younger, I did
People
because
would tell us to do that.
my mom did, and again, we didn't know
You
back
don't know
that
better.
time. You just didn't know.
Yeah.
And then once I found out, I was like, hell
Hold on.
no.
If you think about what that contraption looks like, what the F? When my sister gave me my first box, I opened it up. I said, "What the hell is
right.
this?"
And you're like, that's supposed to go where?
And I'm supposed to do what?
Yeah. Yes.
The whole
Yes.
scenario reminds me of those cup things. Remember that we tried to Target?
Oh my God.
Who in the world?
So one of my close friends lives by the
Something.
it's a cup.
Yeah.
It's a period cup.
Yeah.
But it has a specific name. I can't think
And
of
it is a cup.
that is all she uses. And she tried to get convinced because, you know, she's like, it's healthier, like it's, you know, it's like a natural type of deal. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try.
Yeah. What?
Failed. No.
Hold on. I remember I went home
Oh,
after
God.
we went to Target and I
No.
was like,
Mm-mm.
I feel like I'm performing surgery. I feel like I'm a gynecologist.
No.
Like, the thing
Mm-mm.
about it is, I don't need to take my hand
Oh my gosh.
and go up in that way with this thing. It
And
just felt
and
so
I'm on my
awkward.
period? What? Hell no.
First of all,
Get somebody else to do it. It ain't me. It is not me. I'll stick with what I'm
and it's my
used to.
body part. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. Yeah, Tam and I, one and done. I said, never again.
At least we can say we tried.
Because it was like,
Oh God, no.
and then you gotta walk.
I know.
This is too much.
Yeah, no.
Anywho.
It was not for me.
Ooh, child, that was a lot.
Anything else? Any other traumatic thing you'd like to discuss about?
I cannot.
Lady in Red. What is it? Lady Red? Lady in Red.
Lady in Red. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I call her, or what I'm gonna call it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
The struggle be real, okay?
Oh my God, absolutely.
I miss the days when
You didn't have one?
I actually forgot that I was on my period because like my cramps weren't
Oh,
bad and like my flow wasn't heavy. Man, I miss those days. But
Yeah.
now it lets me know every single time.
and it's like, I'm here.
Yes,
it ain't no
child.
subtle.
Or here I come a week later.
Yeah. And you like, you said you was gonna be here and you ain't arrived yet. I'm trying to get this over with so I can be back to normal.
Man, that struggle. I tell you.
Ugh.
Yeah, well, I don't have anything else.
I don't have nothing else either,
Because
but
she just pissing me off just talking
every
about
time. Girl.
it. Oh,
All right,
goodness.
well, thank you guys for joining us again. And
Like, comment, subscribe, and
There we
share.
go.
Tell
As
a
I was-
friend.
tell a friend to tell a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And until next time, guys, don't forget, no tea.
Just coffee.
Bye.
Bye, guys.